Hello guys, good day everyone. It's good to have you back again on this YouTube channel for today's tutorial. If this is your first time coming across this YouTube channel, please I would urge you to subscribe and click on the notification button so that when next I drop a creative video, awesome video, you would be one among many others that would be notified by YouTube. All right, and I assure you that you'll be getting awesome videos from this YouTube channel. All right, and also do well to like this video and comment. All right, just sit back, relax, and watch the tutorial. So today's episode, I'm going to be showing you guys how I created this amazing church design, this church flyer design rather, with my smartphone on PIXELLAB and on PixArt. All right, you just need to sit back and watch through the process from the beginning to the end. It's just a little time and you'd be so good with it. All right, so I just need you to sit back and watch this video from the beginning to the end, and by the end of this video I assure you you will be able to do what you are seeing right now. All right, so that being said, let's go fully into the tutorial. So the first thing you want to do is to open your PixEllab layout. All right, so this is how my PixEllab looks like. All right, and you set it on default. So once it's on default, you are going to delete this new text. So you go to your letter A and you delete text. All right, so the next thing we want to do is to color our background. You go to this second to the last icon at the bottom. All right, then you click on color. All right, let's change our color to pure white. All right, awesome. So let's change our color to white. So the next thing we want to do is to impute one of the images we used as background for this design. All right, so I'm going to impute from my gallery right now. All right, so this is the image I used, one of the images I used as the background image for this design. I'm going to be dropping the link. Also, I'm going to be dropping the resource file for this design. All right, so this is not the actual image. This is the actual image, but this is not the way it looks like. All right, I went to photo room to shape this to blur this image. All right, so this is not the way this image actually looks like. I went to photo room to make this image looks kind of blurry. All right, the original image is not as blurry as this, so but for the sake of this tutorial I had to make the image blurry. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the ratio. I want to crop it to 1 by 1. All right, awesome. So I'm going to crop it to 1 by 1 and just mark this way. Yeah, so the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to click this middle and my relative size, I'm going to increase it to the fullest. All right, and let's lock our layer so that it will not move. All right, awesome. We've been able to achieve this first background. So the second thing we want to do is to bring in the background of the chairs. How many of you love playing chess? I don't really fancy playing chess, though I don't know how to play it, but I wish that I know how to play it. All right, so the next thing you want to click is click on shape. You click on this normal square shape, and then you just still on it. You go to gradient, you click on gradient. All right, and then you pick this addition tool, and then you click on this side here, and then you click on this bucket tool. You click on it, and we're going to pick a gradient that is consistent with the background we brought in. All right, so let me just pick from this place using your picker tool. All right, so you mark it. Yes, so this is the picker tool at the top. All right, this tool that is close to this writing tool, you click on it and you click on this place and you pick it and you click OK. All right, and then this second part, this black color in the color wheel, you click on this color tool and then you reduce this last this color regulation. You take it to transparent. All right, you see as you're moving it to transparent, this top part is showing, so you move it to transparent. You see now it's transparent at the top. All right, so you click OK and then you click OK. All right, so and then you mark this. All right, So now we have created a shape, but that shape is transparent. Don't worry, you will see when we impute our chess game image, you will see what it looks like. All right, so let me just reduce it this way so that you can see it well. So the next thing I want to do is to add texture into this shape we just created. Remember, we didn't color the shape. All right, we added gradient. All right, not color, gradient. All right, if you add color and you add texture, the texture would not show. All right, but you need to add gradient so that your texture will show. All right, so let's go to texture. You click on texture, so you're going to click on this shape. So once you click on it, it's going to take you to your gallery. So I'm going to do that now. Alright, so this is the chess image that we're gonna be using for this tutorial. You'll get the materials in the description below this video. Alright, so but then we want to rotate this chess image. We want to rotate it to the other side. We want to flip it to the want to flip it. All right, want to flip it. So I'm just going to click on this. So I'm just going to click on this. Now you see I clicked on this, and then the more I click on it, it's flipping left, right, just flipping. All right, so for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to click on this. I want to flip it this way. All right, and then I'm going to make the size to be square shape. Remember the square shape we drew that we added gradient to, it's a square shape. All right, so if we impute this our chess image like this on that our square shape, it's going to be kind of disfigured. It's not going to align, so we need to make it square shape also so that it can fit well into the square shape we have on our PixELLAB canvas. All right, so I'm going to change it to 1:1. So once you click on 1:1, it automatically changes it to square shape. All right, so let me see if I can do it like this. Now, I usually say in all my tutorials, or most of my tutorials, that you won't be able to get exactly 100% the way I gave you the way you see the design. All right, but you will be able to get 99-98%. The reason is that it's the same designer that is doing the design, but some of these designs are spontaneous act. I just started doing something and something started popping up, and I started, you understand? So now, if you want us to get exactly what I did, we need to go back to time. So but now I'm doing this, is going to give us 99-98%, all right, of the actual image of this tutorial. All right, so after doing this 1:1, I'm going to mark it this way. Nice, awesome. Now you can see, awesome. So now you can see that we've gotten a square shape. Oh. Awesome. So now you can see that we've been able to achieve, all right, our chest now is now in a transparent background. All right, if you notice, our chest is not having a very sharp edge. All right, it's now blended with the background, and that's actually what we want to achieve for this design. All right, and this is lovely. I love it this way. So I'm just going to lock this layer. All right, I'm going to lock this layer. Now we'll come back to PixELLAB, but for now we are done in this PixELLAB application. All right, we want to go to an application called PixArt. All right, we want to put some spice to our background, some spices. All right, we want to spice our background with some amazing stuffs. All right, so that it will look the way the design is. So I'm just going to save this project. I'm going to save it as, let me just say, chess. And one thing I want to say, when you are saving design on PixELLAB, all right, try to save your design after saving it once, after saving it as maybe chairs now, and I click OK, all right, try and save this same design again. But by this time, make sure that the layers here, they are all locked. All right, I mean, click on this lock and lock all the layers. All right, and then save twice. All right, let me just say I'm saving this as there. The reason is this: sometimes after saving your work on PixelLab, all right, when you go to my project, maybe you want to access it again, sometimes you will see that the work you saved is now scattered, such that it's not having the form it ought to have. All right, for instance, look at this design, all right, which is the next tutorial we're going to be doing. For instance, look at this design. I've saved it and I've designed, all right, and I've saved this. But look at this particular one that I saved as WIGH. You can see that it looks somehow scattered. It does not look aligned. But if you look at these other ones, they are aligned, all right. So PixelLab has this issue, and I think it's probably because maybe it's because of the versions of phone or something, but I've not been able to get the actual issue why it this stuff happens. All right, so but to be on the safer side, save twice, and after saving, go to your my project and check your project if it's not scattered. If it's scattered, save again. All right, so now after saving this as project, we're going to save as image. All right, and I'm going to click on ultra. I'm going to save this as ultra, right? Now once we're done saving, we'll come into PixArt. All right, so this is our PixArt, and what we want to do in PixArt. So when you download this PixArt, I'm going to add the link to the description below this video, right? So once you download this PixArt, it's going to open this way and ask you to allow permission. So all you need to do is to allow permission. So when we allow permission, what we want to do is to bring in the design we did in PixelLab, so that we can add the background light effects. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to allow, and I'm going to bring in the design we worked on PixelLab. Alright, so here is the design. Alright, so the next thing we want to do is we're going to be bringing in the background that has that that color filter, that light effect. So we want to place it on this design. So I'm just going to be looking at the original design to see the placement. All right, so we need that as guide. All right, so okay, so now I'm going to bring in the light effect. So you are going to go to your add photo, you scroll, and then you click on add photo. You take it to your gallery, and then you bring in the background. All right, so this is the background I used for this design. Let me see the angle of rotation. I'm trying to see, I think, let me see if I'm trying to see how I positioned it. This was a spontaneous design, so I'm trying to see how I positioned it in the original design. I think after rotating it, I think I changed the let's rotate horizontal and see, will this work? All right, yes, so rotate horizontal and then you rotate this way again. Yeah, I think this was the way I did it. Yes, so this is it. So the next thing I'm going to do is to increase this size. All right, this size this way. Okay, before increasing the size, I just want to erase the edges of this work so that it won't look sharp on the design. So I'm going to click my eraser tool because we want it to look like it's blended on part of the design. All right, so I'm going to click my eraser tool at the top. My size, let me increase my size this way. I'm just going to try out something. We just want a soft brushing, all right, something like this. But let me reduce, let me go back and shift my brush this way a little. Yeah, something like this. This is what we need. Something just just brush through. We don't want that this sharp edge, the sharp sides of the background to show. All right, that's why we're using our eraser tool. So you copy my settings, size 53, opacity 100, hardness 70. All right, so I'm going to mark this at the top when I'm done. Yeah, so I'm going to increase this way. I'm going to increase this way, and then the next thing I want to do is I'm going to go to my I'm going to my blend. I'll click blend, and then I'll click screen. All right, awesome. So now if you can check our original design, you can see we have been able to achieve that effect we had. So but then I'm going to copy this, I'm going to duplicate this light layer again, because the effect, I want it to be more visible, right? Something like this. So I'm going to copy the light layer again. I'm going to go to this top side of my screen. You are going to click on it, close to this your eraser tool, and you click on duplicate. All right, so now you can see we have two of this effect. All right, two of it. All right, so we are done copying. So now I've duplicated this twice. All right, so I'm going to duplicate again the third time. Let me duplicate again, and this one now I want to rotate it this way. All right, I want to rotate it here and rotate it this way, and let me see towards this angle. Let me rotate it again and just bring it here, somewhere here like this. Let's see the original design. I'm going to bring it down a little bit again, something like this. All right, something like this. Let's see. Okay, so I think this is okay. Yes, I think this is okay. So we are done adding the light effect on the PixArt. All right, so the next thing we want to do is we are going to go back to, we're going to save this, mark this, and then save, and then we're going to go back to PixELLAB to continue the work. All right, so I'm going to mark this. You are done. So once you mark this, the next thing you want to do is to click on this download button at the top. All right, so once you download, it's going to save in your gallery. You see save to phone gallery, so you just click close, and then we are heading back to our PixELLAB to continue the work. Alright, so I'm in the PixELLAB application, and what I'm just going to do is I'm going to click on, now you see we don't need this, so I'm going to off this layer. I'm going to click on this place, and I'm going to go to from gallery. I want to bring in a background from gallery. I'm going to click, either I click it from here, from gallery. Yes, I just want that image to be our background now. All right, so it's either I click from here or I just add from gallery. Alright, so this is our image. I'm just going to lock the layer, and I'm going to click the mark button. Alright, so I'm going to click here and go to relative size and increase the width and the height to 100. Mark it and lock the layer. Alright, you lock the layer. Great. Alright, so the next thing we want to do is to add our text. We want to add this the night of. Alright, so I'm going to click on fonts. The font I used is Luster Master Light. All right, for the night of. All right, so I'm going to change this text to night of. Awesome. So I'm going to change the color to pure black. I'm going to mark this. I'm going to bring it here like this. Now I want to work on my grid so that I can, this is my grid. All right, this ruler icon at the top. I will just set this grid to, I'm going to click this place, and I'm going to click this horizontal addition. Okay, I don't want to add, so I'm going to go back. I'm going to click on 2 number of horizontal and 2 number of vertical. All right, so that I don't want too much grid on my work. The function of this grid is like a ruler. It helps you to align your work on the left hand side, on the right hand side, at the top and at the bottom. All right, so that your work will not be disaligned. Your work needs to follow a particular margin most times. All right, so that's the function of this grid. So after doing this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this, and I'm going to hold this. All right, and I'm going to move it this way, so that everything I do will be aligned in this particular place. And I'm going to move this also, so nothing is going out of this line. All right, that's the function of the grid. So none of your text will go out of this line. It will guide you. All right, it will guide you while you are designing. You might have seen some designs that the dates will just be one place and the time will be on another different place, or just scattered. All right, so the function of this grid is very popular if you use Adobe Photoshop to design, or if you use PC for your designs. All right, there's something they call ruler in Photoshop. It helps you to align your work so that you don't go out of track. All right, so I'm just going to leave my grid here this way. And whenever you are designing, don't let your text be towards the end. All right, don't let it be maybe towards the end, towards the top, or towards the bottom, or towards the left, or towards the right. That's because in case they want to print the work, all right, if they take that work to the printers company to print the work, all right, what will happen is that after printing the work, if it's time to trim the sides of the work, most of the text will go out of the design. All right, so that's why we use this meter rule to ensure that everything we are doing stays inside of this box. All right, that's just a bonus. Now, that being said, the next thing we want to do is to bring in this shape that we have our victory on. All right, so I'm just going to import that from my gallery right now. All right, so this is the shape and I've imported it from my gallery, so I'm just going to reduce it to 16:9 so it don't look too big on my work. All right, so I'm just going to reduce it and I'm going to mark this. All right, so I'm just going to bring it towards this region and I'm just going to play around. I'm just going to reduce, stuff like that. All right, I was going to reduce. Let me see. Let me first write the text for victory. All right, so I can victory. Now for this text for the victory, I used Muster Lustre. I think I used Muster Lustre bold. Let me see. Yeah, Muster Lustre bold. All right. So I'm just going to try and align the text. All right. I'm trying my best to ensure we get exactly what I did in the previous design. All right, so sorry about the all right, let's keep moving. I think this is enough for now. As time goes on, we'll adjust what needs to be adjusted. All right, so I'm going to move this Knight of Victory. I align this Knight of Victory towards this place this way. Let me see. Yeah, awesome. So Knight of Victory, awesome. All right, so we've been able to achieve the victory. I'm just going to reduce the size of this. So I'm going to reduce the size of this Knight of. All right, let me reduce the size. Let's leave it here. This victory also. Let's play around. Let's reduce the size of this shape and size of victory. So you just keep on walking around it, all right, till you get your taste, what you feel. Oh, I love it this way. All right, so what you just feel, I love it this way, let me just leave it this way. All right, so we have the Knight of Victory here. So the next thing we want to do is to impute the image of the minister. All right, I'm also going to drop the link to the image to download the image. All right, so this is the image of the minister. I've removed the background already for this minister photo room. All right, so this is not the texture, this is not the actual texture of the face of this minister. All right, I had to do some touching and I had to do some work to make it come out in this kind of manner, such an amazing form. All right, this is not the way I downloaded this image. All right, and that's going to be part of my course on it's coming soon. I'm going to drop the link once it's out. All right, so it's part of my course on how to work on images. All right, how to add touching on images to make your image pop, make your image looks like it was edited on a PC. All right, so it's part of my online course. It's going to be for an affordable price, so you don't need to be scared. it just needs to be ready. All right, yeah. So all right, I'm just going to place it here this way. Okay, so I'm just going to lock this layer. So the next thing I want to do is to bring in my prayer storm. All right, prayer storm. I'm going to add text. And I'm going to just add space and storm. All right, I'm going to remove this full stop. Just add space, make it capital letter. All right, let me change the color to black. Okay, I think this is the position. Let me change the font to Montserrat. I'll drop the link to the fonts I used, Montserrat bold. Let me see extra bold, or let me see extra bold. Yes, Montserrat extra bold. Prayer storm. So let me just reduce the space I used. So the next thing I want to do is to draw the white and the black shape for, the prayer storm. All right, so the next thing we want to do is to add this cycle shape for our time and the date. So the next thing we want to do is to create a cycle shape. I'm going to click on shapes. You can either increase the radius to 100 to form a cycle, or you click on this middle and then you click. There are a lot of shapes here, so you just click cycle. Automatically you get a cycle shape, and I want to use the color I want to change the color from pure white to something like this. Let me see. Yeah, to something like this. So this is the color code E5 E5 E5. All right, red 229 229 229. Right, so you can use that. You just click OK, and you can decide to make the cycle pure white. All right, whichever one. All right, that's what I'm saying. It just depends on what you feel like doing. All right, so let me just use this, and I'm just going to reduce this size this way. All right, yeah, I'm just going to bring it towards here, and using my relative sizing, I'm going to reduce the width. All right, I'm going to reduce the width. I'm going to move using my positioning. I'm going to move it this way. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to increase this size again. We're still going to bring down our prayer storm a little, or we'll reduce the size of the prayer storm. So I'm just going to move it this way. All right, yeah, so let's reduce the size of the prayer storm and the shape. Let me reduce to 20. Yeah, let me bring down a little. All right, let me bring down. All right, so same thing. Let me reduce the relative size of this, and let me bring down. The next thing we want to do is to increase the size of this. Increase the size of this way. Yeah. All right, and then I'm going to duplicate this shape also to front. Let me bring it down a little. All right, and I'm going to duplicate this shape. You click on copy, and I'm going to change the color to black, and click on color and change to black. All right, so I'm going to reduce the relative size. I want it to be smaller than the first shape. Using the relative positioning, I'm going to move towards my right. Yeah, so I'm going to use my positioning now to start doing the movements. All right, okay, yeah, so I'm going to move this way. All right, let's see how it is here. All right, awesome. So I'm going to move this way. Let me reduce the size of this again to 12. I'm going to reduce the size of this also to 9. I'm going to move this way. All right, let me increase the size of this black to probably, well, let's leave it by 9. All right, let me see. All right, so now we have this. So I'm going to move this way. Yeah, and I'm also going to move this way. Yeah, all right, so the next thing we want to do is to add text, which is 7 p.m. on January 25th. All right, so I'm going to I can decide to copy the text of this prayer storm. All right, and just just edit it. All right, so I'm just going to write 7 p.m. okay, So I'm going to change this color to white because we are going to be placing these on the the dark cycle. All right, so I'm going to move this here. All right, 7 p.m. Let me increase the size by 1. Let's see. All right, 7 p.m. So I'm going to copy this again and write 25th Jan. Okay, that shouldn't be full stop. 25th January, right? All right, yeah. So I'm going to move using relative positioning to the right, and I'm going to use my position and move here and change the color to black. All right, so now you can see we have that here. All right, 25th of January, and now the space in between the 25th and the Jan is a little bit too much for me, so I'm going to click on my text layer and I'm going to go to spacing, line spacing in particular. So you're going to click on this line spacing and I'm going to reduce. All right, not too much. All right, just -4 is okay. So I'm going to mark this. All right, so the space in between 25th and Jan is now reduced, all right, compared to the previous one. All right, it looks kind of scattered. That's why I had to reduce the size, all right, the spacing rather. So I'm going to leave this here this way. Now let's move our prayer storm a bit to the top. All right, let's move by 2. All right, let's move by 2. All right, so let's see, are we there? All right, now let's reduce the size of our prayers, the spacing. Let's move this way. All right, so let's just leave it this way. So the next thing we want to do is we want to add this king's house. All right, so king's house. So I'm going to bring in the shape I used to create this this cycle. All right, I'm going to bring in the shape I used to create this, this stuff that looks like oval shape. So I'm going to go to my gallery and impute it. All right, so this is the shape I used. I'm just going to click the mark. You also get the link to download it. So I'm going to reduce it this way and I'm going to change the color to black. All right, just change it to black. All right, awesome. So I'm going to reduce it this way. I'm just going to move using my positioning tool. And now most times don't allow your logo to be too big. You see what disfigures the designs of some designs is when you allow your logo, you say, I want the logo to be big, and then you just increase it. No. Your logo should don't be too big to cover the whole space when you are doing your design. All right, so I think this is kind of a little bit big. All right, so I prefer this size. All right, yeah, so I prefer this size. So I'm just going to impute. The next thing I want to impute is the king's house. All right, so the king's house. So I'm just going to I use this same font, this Lostar Master. All right, so I'm just going to write kings and I'm going to write house. So but I'm going to change the color to light. Let's see, yeah, Lostar Master light. So I'm going to reduce this here and I'm going to move, make it be inside of our shape. All right, inside of our shape this way. All right, so now you can see it. All right, I'm just going to make it be inside of our shape. All right, now if you noticed in this design, the king's house, the logo, it looks like it's sitting on something like a yellow background, and that is because when we went to PixArt to impute that blended background. All right, now I told you we didn't get the exact input. All right, the blended background was supposed to be moved a little bit upwards so that when we impute this logo of the king's house, it's going to sit on the yellow part of the background. All right, so when you are doing yours, please ensure that when blending the background, the light background on the design, please ensure that you move it up a little bit so that this king's house can sit on the yellow part of the blended background. All right, so that being said, we're just going to leave ours here like this. So I'm going to lock this layer, all right, so they don't move up and down. Yeah, so I'm just going to leave it here. The man's image, I'm going to move it down a little towards this place like this. All right, let me increase it a little bit again and then just move it down like this. All right, yeah. So the next thing we want to achieve is to achieve the venue, which is the worship hall, the stream live on. All right, so I'm just going to hit on my text again. I'm going to be very fast right now, all right, so because I don't want the tutorial to be too long. All right, so I'm just going to add the church venue worship hall. All right, so this is the address worship hall, so I'm just going to impute it. All right, so I'm just going to change the color to the black color. All right, here, but I'm going to make only the worship hall to be bold. All right, Montserrat. I'm going to use, let me use Montserrat black, and then the remaining text. All right, I'm going to make the remaining text to be let me say Montserrat semi bold. All right, yes, Montserrat semi bold. So the reason why I'm doing this is to show hierarchy. When you are doing your graphic design, all right, maybe a flat design and it's a church design, just ensure that you sustain hierarchy. All right, so when you open this design now and you want to check the flyer, the first thing that will drag your attention is you will be seeing this worship hall before you see this number 2 next king event center, stuff like that. You'll be seeing worship hall, so you know that okay, this program is taking place in worship hall. So where is worship hall? That's when you now start saying number 2 next king and all that. All right, so first, when you open this design, all right, the first thing a viewer would see is Night of Victory. You even see the victory in bold because the subject matter of this design is victory. All right, and that's the reason why this background speaks a lot about victory. Like I said while we started this tutorial, I said I don't know how to play chess, all right, but I used to feel that chess is usually a lovely game. All right, it deals with winning and losing and all that. So when you look at this design and you see one chess, I don't know what this guy is holding on this design. Actually, I don't know if he's a king or if he's a queen, but I just know he's holding something that is giant. All right, so now if you see he's holding something and that thing is trying to kick off the other opponent. All right, just like when you are playing football, all right, or when you're fighting in wrestling. All right, so it's just like one opponent is defeating the other. All right, so that's victory. That's victory. So the background is speaking the message. All right, once you see this design anywhere and then you just see this background and then you see the theme Night of Victory, the background is already speaking about the design. All right, and that's one thing you need to know as a creative. Don't do a design by just using any kind of background. All right, ensure that the background you are using speaks about the theme of the design. All right, I can't say Night of Victory now and then I just put probably a background of flower. All right, maybe I put a background of maybe cheers. No, it doesn't speak victory. All right, there are different things you can put in blend in your background that will speak victory. All right, so but this is one of them. All right, for the sake of this design, that's why I'm using this cheers background. All right, so when someone opens this design, the first thing is going to see is Night of Victory, and it's going to see victory first. Victory is going to attract the attention of the viewer. So that's hierarchy in design. There's something called hierarchy. I don't want to open your design and just everything is calling for my attention. All right, when everything in the design is calling for the attention of the viewer immediately, then that design is not a successful design. All right, so you want to do your design in such a way that people will not even feel that you are using phone to design, but they'll still be feeling what you are doing in the design. All right, so that's what we're trying to achieve here. That is why I did not use the same text font, the style. All right, I use Montserrat black for worship hall, and I'm using Montserrat semi bold for the mini address, so that the worship hall will first drag the attention of the viewer before saying, okay, where is worship hall located, where is the place, then you start mentioning number 2 blah 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 and all that. All right, so that being said, I'm just going to reduce this and I'm going to place it here this way. All right, I'm just going to reduce this and place it here. Let's see our design. All right, So the next thing we want to write is um okay, stream live on YouTube at Worship All TV. All right, stream live on YouTube at Worship All TV. So I'm just going to copy this text and I'm just going to write stream live. So I'm just going to give extra spaces again so that our YouTube icon will fill in those that extra we have. So on YouTube at, all right, so let's do it this way. Now this, whenever you are giving trying to create extra spaces, you see this full stop sign. Always remove the full stop punctuation. All right, so stream live on. Now this stream live, we're going to reduce, we're going to it's still on Montserrat Black, so I'm going to go to my font and change the text to just semi bold, Montserrat semi bold. Let me see. All right, so I'm just going to change it to Montserrat semi bold. Stream live on YouTube. So we're going to be imputing the YouTube icon. All right, you can always download YouTube icon on Google. You can download on FreePic, wherever you want to download the YouTube icon. All right. All right, so this is the YouTube icon I'm going to be using. So I'm just going to crop this out, and I just want to use only this. So I'm going to crop this out, and I need only this. All right, so I'm just going to impute this. I'm going to reduce it, and I'm going to erase color so that the white color will go off. All right. Yeah, so what I just did is to erase color. All right, so I'm just going to reduce this size this way so that it's going to be kind of same size with the stream live on YouTube at. All right, so I'm going to reduce the size. Let's leave it this way. Let's increase the size of stream live at. Let's increase the size of this, and I still feel we should add maybe one more space to this. Let's see. So let's see if it can sit in comfortably right now. All right, let me lock this worship layer because it's moving. All right, so now look at it, stream live on YouTube art. So now you can see we've successfully achieved that. So the next thing to write is Worship All TV. All right, so I'm just going to copy this Worship All address, and I'm just going to write TV towards the end, and that's it. All right, so I'm just going to, the TV is not the same font size, all right, with the Worship All. It's the same font size but not the same style, so I'm going to change it to the same style, which is Montserrat Black. Yeah, so now you can see it. All right, wow, this is awesome. So we'll be able to achieve Worship All TV. All right, so the last thing we want to achieve on PIXELLAB is the name of the minister, which is Pastor Sam Benson. All right, so now to achieve that, I'm just going to copy the same shape that we used for our victory, to write victory, this same shape. I'm going to reduce it, and I'm going to change the color to white. Yeah, I'm going to change the color to white, and I'm just going to draw, just extend a little like that, and I'm just going to place it towards here. Let me see. All right, I'm just going to reduce the size here also, and going to place it towards here like this. All right, you can place it wherever you want, but I just feel like placing it here. All right, and next thing I'm just going to do is to click on I'm going to write a new text, and I'm going to write Pastor Sam Benson. All right, so that's the next thing I'm going to do. I'm just going to bring it here. All right, and I'm going to change the font. It's from black. I'm going to change it to Montserrat. Let me see, Montserrat bold. All right, so let's make use of Montserrat bold. Awesome. So I'm just going to move this way. I'm just going to leave this like this. So now you can see we've been able to achieve the design. All right, this is looking beautiful. You agree with me, this is looking beautiful. All right, night of victory. All right, but then there's one last thing we want to achieve before we shut down for this design. All right, and what we want to achieve is on the shape I used for victory. All right, on the shape I used for victory, if you look inside this shape, you will see that there's this flare, this blue flare that is blended inside of that shape we used for the victory. So that's what we want to achieve now. And how do we achieve it? Is by going to PixArt to blend. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to first make this victory layer invisible. All right, I'm going to close the layer of this victory. Now look at it. All right, so I'm going to save this as image. I'm going to save as ultra, and once we are done saving, we're going to take it to PixArt and then impute that blend that we want, and then we're going to come back to PixELLAB. All right, so we are done. Now let's go back to PixArt. Alright guys, welcome back to PixArt. So what we want to achieve now is the light effect inside of the shape that would have our victory text sit on. Alright, so I'm going to go to add photo. Once I click on add photo, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the light effect. Alright guys, so this is the light effect. I'm also going to drop the link to download this in the description below this video. So this is the light effect. Awesome. So this light effect, in our original design, the light effect is somehow blue color. So you can decide to leave it this way, you can decide to change the color, but one principle of design is that you need to be consistent with using colors. All right, so I actually preferred using that blue color, so that was the reason why I used it in this design. So the first thing you want to do is to go to blend. You're going to change your blend to screen. You see, screen is very powerful. All right, you're going to change it to screen. Awesome. Now you can see immediately you change it to screen, you can see that effect. That effect is already there. All right, so but then the next thing you are going to do is you are going to go to you're going to screen. All right, so the next thing you are going to do is to go to your adjust. So once you click on adjust, you look for hue, HUE, and you click hue. That's if you don't want to leave it in red like this. Some people can prefer this red color actually, but let me work on blue. So you just change your hue. You see, the more you change, you move your hue to the minus, that different effect. All right, it's changing, the color is changing to different kinds of color, right? And this is awesome. All right, it's awesome. So you can change to whatever you want, but just make sure that the color you change to is consistent with the color of the background. All right, so now so I want us to use the blue color. Let's see, yeah, something like this, something like this, something like this. Yeah, awesome. So we are done changing the hue of the work. So once you are done, you just click on this mark button, and that is it. So once you are done, again you click on this mark button, and then you save to your gallery. So we are done with PixELLAB for good for this tutorial. We are done with PixArt rather. So the next thing I want to do is to save this design and go back to PixELLAB and add the victory text, and that'll be all. Alright, so I'm going to mark this and I'm going to download. Once you download it, saved in your gallery to PixELLAB, and what you need to do now is to go to from gallery. You can go to from gallery and just add that same image. All right, so now this is the image, and I'm just click on this and I'm just going to draw this way. All right, I'm just going to draw this way, and I'll just click the mark button and just lock this layer, and I'm going to go to victory. I'm going to make the layer visible, and I'm going to send it to front. All right, so that it can show on this. All right, so I'm just going to either drag this way and bring it to the top part, or I just go to this my text layer and you see to front to back. So once I click to front, wow, lovely. So now you can see we have victory on this. All right, so now you can decide to delete all these, starting from Pastor Sam Benson. You can decide to delete all these down to this background. All right, but I would advise you not to delete it, because let's assume you are doing this work for a client, and then the client needs some kinds of corrections. All right, and you've deleted this already. So how do you correct your work? There's no way to correct it. Remember that this is like image. This is image that we just worked on PixArt. So you still need all these informations to be on your design. You still need them to be saved as a project, so that in case this work is for a client and you want to do some corrections, you'll be able to go back to your project and work on the correction. All right, so that being said, wow, this is looking amazing. So I hope you love this tutorial. I hope you had fun, creating this with me. All right, so thank you very much for staying till the end of this tutorial. Please do well to like and subscribe if you have not subscribed, and do well to turn on the notification button so that when next I drop an amazing video like this, you will be notified on it. All right guys, I look forward to getting feedbacks from you. I look forward to seeing your designs. All right, and if you need any help, you can just drop on the comment section, and I'll be willing to reply to your comments. All right, thank you very much for staying. See you guys in my next tutorial.